Hi, okay, so today I want to talk about the best foods when you're healing a brain, eye, any kind of a central nervous system problem. And I don't want to include this as three separate kinds because I think it's important to do all together. So I want to tell you the best foods for eyes, the best foods for brain, the best foods for that are anti-inflammatory, and the best foods for pain. So I'm going to go through them all together so that if you are healing any kind of neurodegenerative disease or condition, these are foods that you want to focus on. Okay, so I've just written my little list out and I'm going to go through it for you. So foods for the eyes and the brain. Rosemary. Just include the herb with meals. You can do dried or fresh or chew on it during the day, which will also help your teeth and your breath in between. Salmon. It's got to be sockeye wild caught salmon. So you definitely, what gives it the red color is the astaxanthin in the salmon, and that is going to help you. It's going to help your brain. It's going to help your pain. It's going to be amazing. So go ahead and get the fatty wild-caught salmon. Egg yolks. I know a lot of people are sensitive to eggs, but egg yolks will a lot of times come up okay on food sensitivity panels. So even just poaching or whatever the egg yolks and just eating those, you can just dip vegetables into them instead of bread, or you can dip a piece of bacon, whatever, right into the yolk, or you can do them raw in a smoothie. Sweet potatoes and carrots, good for the eyes. Of course, we all know, they always say orange things for the eyes, so sweet potatoes, carrots, squash, butternut squash, all of the orange pigmented foods are going to help your eyes. Spinach, so you want your dark greens. Spinach specifically will help your eyes. Blueberries are supposedly amazing for the eyes and brain. Ghee, you want your fat-soluble vitamin D and K2, so you definitely, if you're sensitive to dairy and you're off dairy, you're not getting it from raw milks and cheeses. And so you're really missing out on some amazing fat-soluble vitamins. So you want to go ahead and consume ghee, which is still amazing for the eyes and brain without the food sensitivities that come along with dairy. Again, more fatty fish like sardines, any kind of small food chain fish that's fatty. Walnuts specifically are good for the brain and eyes, and God gives us hint when he makes them look like the brain. So you just have to look at a walnut to see that it is good for the brain, but it's full of omega-3s. Soaked is best and sprouted. Mushroom powders, specifically reishi and anything with cordyceps, anything like that. You want to get a raw mushroom blend or just include mushrooms with your meals. Avocados, amazing for the eyes and brain. They're also full of potassium, which helps your sodium to potassium ratio. Crab is good for the eyes and brain. It's an expensive item, and I doubt you'll be finding really good canned wild caught crabs, so you probably will be eating it that much, but when you can, it's great for you. Bone broth. Go ahead and consume this daily. You can get a bone broth powder, but I like to make my bone broth fresh, and I have a video on my website or up, and it just tells you how to make the best bone broth. Go ahead and drink it. It's full of minerals that will help you, and amino acids. Broccoli, amazing for the brain and eyes. Coconut oil, amazing for the brain and eyes. Turmeric, amazing for the brain and eyes, and again, it is said to help many neurodegenerative diseases. And lamb. So if you're going to choose a grass-fed meat, go ahead and choose lamb. So those are good for the brain and the eyes, those foods. So now I'm going to move on to foods for pain and chronic pain. What are the best natural foods and things that you can do? So turmeric, again, the extract, the oil, or the actual whole food. So I would go ahead and consume turmeric. It's good for the brain, eyes, and it's an anti-inflammatory food. Let's see, rosemary again comes up, bone broth, and you can go ahead and try frankincense essential oil and just rub it all over yourself, as well as peppermint oil, good. And peppermint is another herb that is good for pain. So go ahead and try those. And then anti-inflammatory foods that you want to make sure are in your diet. Again, a lot of these are going to be repeating, are fatty fish, walnuts, coconut oil, chia seeds are anti-inflammatory, also can be used in substitution for eggs. They thicken sauces. They're good as a substitute for oatmeal and grains. Flax seeds have amazing omegas in them, and they're anti-inflammatory. So go ahead and put flax seeds. You can do flaxseed oatmeal. Again, it can thicken a recipe. You can make little bars out of it. A great seed. Turmeric, again, anti-inflammatory. Ginger, anti-inflammatory. So go ahead and make a coconut milk. Put some coconut oil, ginger, turmeric, heat it up, blend it, and drink that tea. Leafy greens. So again, if you have green juice or a green smoothie or just salads and leafy greens, great anti-inflammatory food, and they're alkaline based. Same with bok choy. Beets are amazing anti-inflammatory foods. They also help with detoxing. So beets are a great addition. You can go ahead and consume them raw. You can culture them. You can make beet kvass, or you can cook them up and store them in the fridge and cut them and add them to salads or soups or stews or anything. Again, we have broccoli and blueberries and bone broth. And the last anti-inflammatory food is pineapples, especially the cores, which are full of bromelain. And since you don't really want the high sugar that is in pineapples, you can get the cores and go ahead and juice those with a really potent green drink. It will sweeten it up, and you'll be getting the anti-inflammatory effects of the pineapple without all the sugar. So those are the foods that you should be including if you have any kind of neurodegenerative condition, central nervous system condition, brain, eye, pain, any kind of condition like that. Go ahead and eat those foods. And as always, do not forget about the benefits of the sun, being outside in nature, grounding. There's all kinds of things that you can do as well using essential oils. I'll get into some of the other things later, but those are the foods that you want to focus on. So try to make your meal consist of those foods. Don't overeat, but you definitely want to get those in your breakfast and your dinners every day.